Morning. Here we are, Saturday, May 20th, 2023. I'm Larissa. My video diary. Mm. Mm. Yeah. So yesterday, I got a lot done in the gallery. I got 2 more studies done. I got the next canvas gridded out. And I got the formatting of volume 1 of the book I'm doing right now up to date as much as it can be. So I need to finish the last study, and I have 3 more poems to write. I should be able to get that done today. I'd like to get that. I have the drawing paper laid out for the last study. So I got that. Yeah. The drawing paper laid out for the last study. So that's the first thing that I'll do. Is do that, and then I'll write the 3 poems, and then I will finish the book, and then I want to lay out the painting and potentially start the painting, because I got my palette. I finished prepping my palette yesterday, so I got it smoothed out as much as I want to get it smoothed out, and and I got it regessoed, so it's ready. It's ready for paint mixing. Yeah, so I had a good day yesterday. Yeah, good work day yesterday. Yeah, and I sold a jacket yesterday, and I hope she likes it. She seemed to like it. It looks super cute on her. And I was telling Omar, so I've sold 2 of these jackets so far, which isn't bad. And I opened in February, March, April, May. So I've been open for 4 months. I've sold 2 jackets. And, you know, that's just, people off the street, right? And they're, one of a kind luxury item kind of thing. So, and I don't have lots of support or lots of money to do tons of advertising. So it's like I'm pleased. I'm pleased. And I was saying to Omar, the 2 women that I sold them to, the first woman that bought one was a short, plump Korean woman. She was about the same size as me. She was so funny. She's like, "Oh, I don't think it's gonna fit." I'm like, "It's gonna fit you." I said, "They fit me." And she's like, "Oh, but I'm so fat." I said, "You're the same size as me." She's like, "Oh no, I'm not." I'm like, "Yeah, you are." Like, we're the same size. I'm sure we wear the same size pants. I'm sure we do. My boobs were bigger than hers, but we were the same size. And when she put the jacket on, she's like, "Oh, it does fit." She's like, "It's so cute." I'm like, "It is." It looks super cute on her. It looks super cute on her. And then the woman who bought one yesterday was like really tall. Like, she was probably like 5'9", 5'10", and very slender, and it was super cute on her too. I'm just like, oh my gosh, their one size fits many. Mm. Yeah. And but she was like, "Oh, it's reversible. I love it." I'm like, "Yeah, like some of them are reversible." She got one of the ones that's hand painted on the inside. Yeah, so I got a lot of work done yesterday, and I sold a jacket. It was a good day. Yeah, and there were just, people that came into the gallery yesterday were nice. Oh, there was a couple women that came in that were really weird to begin with. Yeah. Yeah, so these two women came in. And woman's like, "Oh, you're living my dream." And I don't know how to. What do you say to somebody who's saying that to you? And and she, you know, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I make things." She's like, she's like, I try to make things. I make things. I give them away as gifts for my family and things. And I'm just like, yeah. hmm I used to give my stuff away to my family. Number one, they don't appreciate it. And how do I know they don't appreciate it? Because I never get a thank you. I used to spend all this time making stuff for my family for Christmas and never heard back from anyone about, and, I don't get anything from them. I don't get relationship or any kind of consideration or even a birthday card or, so it's just like, whatever. So I stopped. It was a lot of my time, a lot of my effort, a lot of my heart and soul for nothing. Am I obligated just because I'm physically related to somebody? And she's like, "Oh, I work in tech." I'm like, "Bitch, do I come in your office and say, 'Oh, you're living my dream. You get paid for your work?'" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." She's like, "Do you teach workshops?" I'm like, "I have a big old sign out front that says I do not teach classes." You work in tech. Can you not read? She's like, "I would just love to learn from you." No, no, no. It was just, it's just insulting. It's insulting. I'm not interested in teaching anyone. I spent all that time, teaching. And then, when I wanted to do workshops, I was told I had nothing to offer, right? MAG, all the different art centers. Now all of a sudden I have something people want to learn. Now all of a sudden, what's changed? Nothing. What's changed? Me. Now, I think teaching is a waste of fucking time. And nobody's going to want to pay me, right? They're all going to say, "Oh, it's too expensive." And I don't have space to teach in my studio. Come into my fucking workspace where I barely have space for my work, right? I got one little sink that has low water pressure. No. 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 Not interested. Oh my god. Mm-mm. Yeah. So, I had a crazy dream last night. Gavin Newsom, what the hell were you doing in my dream last night? Gavin Newsom. He kept on saying my name, Larissa, like that. He would talk to me, Larissa. "Oh, so I guess you're gonna go with him over there now, Larissa." I said, "Gavin, what were you doing in my dream last night?" "Gavin Newsom. Stay out of my dreams, Gavin Newsom. Stay in your own dreams, Gavin. Quit coming over here and creeping in mine." Crazy dream. There was some guy I was talking to, and I was telling him, "Oh, you should wear a white linen three-piece suit." I was telling this guy, "So you get a white linen vest and white linen jacket. And Gavin's like, oh, I guess you're going to go with him now, Larissa. I'm like, go with him where, Gavin? What are you talking about? Where's Jennifer? Get out of my face, Gavin. I'm like, such a weird dream. It was a weird dream. We were in some auditorium somewhere, some big wooden walled, wainscoted wall. Like, it was a big auditorium. I mean, everything was wood. Everything, like, there was like wood railings and like wood podiums, and everything was like shiny, high polished wood. And Gavin's up in there. He's got all these people. And he's talking to all these people. And I'm like, Gavin, I'm not even over there talking to you. I'm over here. Mind your business, Gavin. Like, I was talking to some other people. Like, we just happened to be in the same big room. And he kept on, like, butting in. I'm like, what's going on with you, Gavin? And Gavin Newsom. Oh, that time I saw Gavin Newsom at the museum. Oh, my God. I sat down. He came over and sat down at the table next to me with whoever he was with. It wasn't his wife. I don't know. It was, he kept looking over at the table. And finally, I looked over at him. I stared at him. I'm like, what? I'm like, I know who you are. You think just because you're Gavin Newsom, I'm going to get up off of my table and be like, oh, Mr. Newsom. Ah. Gavin, you could have come over to my table and said hi to me. You could have. You could have. He kept looking at me like, he was like, Omar and I were at the museum. Omar wasn't even looking at him. Omar's back was to him. Gavin kept looking at me. What are you looking at, Gavin? Did you get an eyeful? That's when I was skinny. Now I'm fat, Gavin. Now there's a lot more of me to look at. Oh. Anyway. Yeah. Davy Tree. Davy Tree sent some girl over here. Davy Tree saw us out and about on the street trying to take care of shit. And they always come over and they try to tell me the tree's on my property. I'm like, the tree's not on my property. They just want the tree to be on my property. So she's like, hi. They have this new approach. They're sending some cute little young thing to knock on the doors, hoping people will not be mean to her, right? Because people around here are mean. I know they are. They're assholes. People around here are really fucking weird, especially when it comes to their trees. And it's like, there's this property that's across from me that it's owned by an old woman who doesn't live on the property, and I don't know if her kids manage the property. And the house that's on it is rented out when there's somebody living there, right? And it was vacant there for a long time, and for a while it had squatters in it. And anyway, the property is a mess. There's ivy all over the place. There's all these dead trees. There's all kinds of shit that needs trimmed, and they don't do anything, right? They don't do anything over there. So this little girl, she looks like she's maybe 18, 19 tops, right? Knocks on the door. I answer the door. She's got her Davy Tree uniform on. It says Davy Tree real big on it. And I say, what's up? I step outside because Brody's like having a fit. She's like, hi. She's like, I'm from Davy Tree. I'm like, you don't say. She's got a hard hat on and her vest. This is Davy Tree. I'm like, okay. She's like, she's got her clipboard. She's like, there is a dead or dying redwood. It's on your property and we would like to take it down. We need your signature. I'm like, oh yeah, on my property? I'm like, which one? Which one? She's like, I don't think you can see it from here. So we come down the stairs and she's like, it's over. She's pointing. She's like, it's over. I'm like, okay. I said, okay. I said, is it on this side of the creek or is it on that side of the creek? She's like, it's on that side of the creek. I said, oh, well, that's not mine. She's like, our file shows that it's on your property. I said, our property line is the creek. I said, if it's on the other side of the creek, it's not our property. I said, Davy Tree just wants all the trees to be on my property. She goes, oh. She goes, oh, because you're easy to talk to. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, people around here are weird. She's like, I know. She's like, she keeps doing this. She keeps going. Just like, she's like, I've had so much trouble talking to people here. They've been so mean. I'm like, people around here are weird. I said, they're mean. And she's like, do you know who owns that property over there? I said, I don't know. I said, she's some old bitch. And she goes, I said, she's really old. I said, she's like in her 90s. I said, and she doesn't even live over there. And she's like, oh. She's like, well, could we say that you own the tree? I said, no. I said, we can't say that we own the tree, that I own the tree. I said, because I know I don't own the tree. I said, now I've already had problems with the neighbors around here. I said, I'm not signing anything. I said, particularly if I know it's not my tree. She's like, oh, okay, I totally get it. Do you totally get it? But I'm just like, oh, God bless him. Oh, she's been knocking on doors and people have been like, oh, baby tree. I'm going to call him and be like, hey, Davy Tree, how's sending cute young girls to people's doors working for you? I'm like, are you old enough to even wear that hard hat? I mean, she has to be at least like 18, 19, right, to have the job, right? Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. She looked young. Very young. I'm like, oh my God. Like, did they send you out to work with the guys on the cruise, or they just send you out to do this? And why are you by yourself? Why don't they? You should, or is your buddy? Do you have a partner down in the truck with you somewhere? Oh my God! Our records show that the tree's on your property. I'm like, which tree is it? I said, look. I said, if there's a dead tree on my property, you are more than welcome to come do yard work in my yard anytime. You want to do free yard work? Come do yard work for me. Really. I wish you were coming over here to take some stuff off of my property. Come pick up the sticks in my yard, please. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So I put together a baked French toast to go in the toaster oven this morning. So hopefully Omar's putting it in there. I told him to. The idea being that, like, once I get out of the shower, then breakfast will be ready. Yeah. And get the gallery, get the sign ready for the day, set up for the day, and then it should be like an hour after eating and I can do yoga. Yeah, I did yoga yesterday. I did. I'm not watching the basketballs. I know that, games are happening. I see the stuff come up in my feed. Oh, Jason Tatum Tots lost. And, oh, the big Pittsburgh stuffing it and playing real good, whatever. But I'm not watching. Nothing against you fellas. It's nothing against you fellas. I've just, like, had it with the NBA. And I have other stuff I'm doing that is bringing so much more happiness into my life. Right? Right. Oh my gosh. I still might make Ernie a bow tie and send it to him with a letter that says, I'm not watching anymore. Here's your fucking bow tie. Oh, I just kind of feel like at this point, NBA, if you want me around, you need to pay me. Right? You want my commentary? You need to pay me then. Yeah. Maybe I'll write a blog article today. Maybe. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll write a blog article about painting. Now, I was talking to this woman that I talk to from time to time about making stuff. Lives down in the village. She lives in a little apartment with her daughter. We talk about our kitties and stuff, and I explain to her that I don't talk to my family and that they don't talk to me, and people don't get it. And I told her what happened last time I saw them, how they attacked me. She's like, are you sure? Is that really what happened? I'm like, yeah, that's really what happened. I'm not lying. Like, that was it. I'm like, no, I'm not coming back for anything anymore. And when she understood that I wasn't making it up, she was like, oh, she felt really bad. Yeah. Got Karen Carpenter song in my head again. Oh my god. Karen Carpenter. Why I got Karen Carpenter music in my head all the time recently? Well, frequently in the morning. There was a man, a lonely man, who lost his love through his indifference. A heart that cared, that went unshared, until it died in his silence. Right? Yeah, that's a good one. And solitaire's the only game in town, and every road that takes him down. And by himself it's easy to pretend he'll never love again, and keeping to himself he plays the game. Without her love it always ends the same, while life goes on around him everywhere. He's playing solitaire. Oh my god. It's early. I still got morning frogs in my throat. Morning frogs. Kabuki face. Oh! I was watching stuff on the YouTubes last night, and this clip for this Japanese trio came up. They were called Ninjin Isu, I think is what they were called. Ninjin Isu. Oh my god. Fucking tore it up. Dorky looking guy with a ponytail, wearing kimono, looking like, looking like he's working at a comic book store or something. Fucking shredded. Fucking shredded on guitar. And the bass player was wearing kabuki theater music, or was wearing kabuki theater face paint. And he was making kabuki theater faces. He was like, it was awesome. They were hilarious. And they kept, they had low budget for making their video, because they kept cutting to the same clip of them walking across the beach. It was funny. And they're two of them wearing kimono, and the one guy wearing, it looked like a Hawaiian shirt, but it wasn't a Hawaiian shirt. It was like Japanese print. And the drummer. They fucking tore it up. Yeah, I'll look them up. Ninja Isu. I'll look them up and see what else they got. They were good. Yeah. It's always cool when I find stuff like that. When stuff like that is fed to me by the YouTubes. Right? The manipulation of media. I rarely get any like real pertinent news, right? It's like, oh, kitty videos and puppy videos, because you're just a dumb girl.
What did you say?
Well, at $3.75 for like 55 minutes. Yeah. Anyway. I have to decide. So this last study is going to be the last study in the series, right? So I have to decide which dream and which scene. So the scenes that I did yesterday, the studies that I did yesterday, one was from a dream that I've already done a study for, but only had one. The other one is from another dream that I've had multiple times, but it's been a long time since I've had it. So, all of the dreams that I have done drawings for, where I've been to the place more than once, have two. I have two images. There's one dream that I just had recently, though, that has 2 images. Yeah. I don't know. The last dream. I don't know. I haven't done any images from the war dreams from the Bosnia conflict. I don't like thinking about those dreams. Those dreams were horrible. Those were by far the worst. Those dreams. They were so violent. They were so violent. Those are the dreams when I was in high school. The Bosnia dreams. They were so violent. They were so bloody. There was sexual violence. They were horrible. Those were horrible, horrible dreams. I don't know if I want to do any images. I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe I need to do at least one image. Those dreams were so bad. Those dreams were so bad. There was one dream. It was like in a park area. I don't know if it was a park or not. It might have been like in a village in back where backyards met up. It was like this big open area, and there were trees lining either side, right? And there was this old picnic table, and there was like other stuff. There was this tree, it had gourds hanging in it, and there was like this old fence that had berry bushes growing up on it, and like it was pretty, right? The area was real pretty, but then there was this guy pulled the head off of this body after anally raping him. Like there was his victim, and he pulled the head off of the body, and he jumped up on the picnic table holding this head, shaking this head, screaming, and all the there was this blood, and there was like stuff hanging out of the head, out of the neck of the bottom of the head. And those dreams were so grotesque. And in that dream, I was laying underneath another body, pretending to be dead. And I was like laying down, looking up at this guy, saying like, yeah, the dreams I had during the Bosnia conflict were really awful. They were really awful. I don't know. I suppose I could draw that meadow, though, right? I don't have to put him or the blood in it, do I? Or the pile of dead bodies. Oh, yeah. I didn't like sleeping. There were so many nights. I went for weeks and weeks without sleeping during that time because I hated having those dreams, and I was having them every night. I was having those dreams every night. They were awful. They were awful. Yeah. There was a war criminal that they picked up after that. They called him the Butcher of Bosnia. I remember when the news stories were out saying that they caught this guy. Oh, I was like, oh, wonder if he was who I was dreaming about, because they were violent. Those dreams were awful. Terrible things that people will do to each other. Anyway, maybe it's time to get up.